I bring to your attention the writings of the ancient historians about Osiris. First, I invite you to listen to the following, which is what we are mainly read and told about him in our days.
Osiris is a mythical Egyptian god of afterlife, underworld, fertility, resurrection, youthfulness. He is also the lord of love and silence. Some other sources write that Osiris was ruler of the dead, king of living and god of gods. He was also honored as god of sprouting vegetation and the fertile flooding of the Nile River. The kings of Egypt were associated with Osiris in death, and after mummification they were put into their tombs with oracles, charms of magic and rituals designed for the occasion. Osiris was son of earth god called Geber, sun god Ra, and sky goddess Nut. He had two brothers and two sisters called Seth, Typhon, and the other Horus, the eldest. He had two sisters, both great magicians, Nephthys and Isis. Osiris was married to Isis and Typhon was married to Nephthys. Osiris died young. He was killed by his brother Typhon. Some sources write that Typhon was jealous of his brother, and other sources write that Osiris had slept with Nephthys and she had fallen pregnant by Osiris. Typhon, after finding out what has happened, trapped his brother in a chest, locked it up and threw it in Nile. Isis managed to recover her husband's body, but Typhon stole it away and cut it into pieces and hid them throughout the Egyptian desert. It took Isis a while to find the body pieces of Osiris. She found them all except his phallus. After bandaging the body together, she made a golden phallus, and by use of magery that she had learned from her father, she managed to give life to the dead body of his husband Osiris and mate with. Isis became pregnant, presumably by Osiris, and gave birth to a son, called Horus or Horus. Osiris died once again and descended to fully assume his duties as Egyptian god of the underworld. Some historians place Osiris in 5th dynasty of Egypt, but there are some evidences that prove Osiris was worshipped much earlier than 5th dynasty. As a matter of fact, he belonged to the 1st dynasty of Egypt after universal flood. Last, inside the tomb complex, researchers found a statue of Osiris and a room with a wall relief depicting demons holding knives gouging the god of afterlife Osiris. The Phoenicians and Egyptians were both descendants of Ham, who was cursed by his father Noah, and idolatry first begun and prevailed amongst them. The unfortunate children of Ham were the first ones to forget the wise advices of Noah and follow their own hearts and passions by introducing idolatry to the world again. The sons of Ham, Canaan, also called Cush and Mizraim, settled one in Egypt, the other in Phoenicia, and idolatry prevailed in those two countries first. And from Egypt it spread into the east, into the countries inhabited by descendants of Shem, into Chaldee, Mesopotamia, and the neighboring parts, and afterwards carried into the west, among the children of Japhet, into Asia Minor, Greece, and the neighboring regions. Herodotus and other historians, including authors of mythology, write that Greeks received their 12 gods from Egypt. But it has its roots and origins in the story of Noah and his descendants, mainly the line of Ham and his children. Once you are told who is who in mythology, you will understand better. Sanchoniathon was a Phoenician and a very bright historian. He was man of all knowledge as told by many historians of antiquity. He lived sometime before the Trojan War, in the days of Semiramis, the Assyrian queen. He found the most ancient Phoenician history of the creation of the world recorded about 800 years ago on the pillars of Sun Temple in Phoenicia. Those pillars were hidden from the eyes of the public and were available to the priests and initiated only. After recording the history that was written on those pillars, he wrote 8 books. Some of his books were lost and only 3 of 8 survived. From his discoveries we understand that idolatry and worshipping idols of dead famous men was practiced even before the universal flood, and he confirms that Ham is Cronus and his son Mizraim is Osiris. Toro, Thoth, Athuths, Horus, who is known as the first Hermes or Mercury in Greek mythology. They all are the same person. He was the inventor of letters and author of heathens' religion. Sanchoniathon confirms that he was the son of Mizraim and grandson of Ham, who became second king of Egypt, assigned by his grandfather Ham after the death of his own father Osiris. The name Osiris might have been derived from the ancient name of Nile or from the dog star, or maybe the sun. Mizraim, Mizar, Meon and Men's are Mizraim by Greeks. In their Greek mythology he is called Zeus, and in Roman mythology Jupiter. In ancient historical recordings of Egypt there was another god called Osiris who lived before deluge. Mizraim was the second and most important god after deluge. Historians write that there was a feast in Egypt called Osiris Feast, which was called Pam-Ilisha. This feast was celebrated with an image of big phallus representing Osiris. Despite all honorable titles that Egyptians had given to Mizraim, in other nations he was called God of Nakedness. There is no doubt that Osiris is Baal Peor. Look at the following images representing Osiris. They speak for themselves. Osiris was worshipped after his death in front of his idol, or goat of Mendes, including Bull Apis, Panophanis, Selene and Satyrs. Ham was alive when he lost his grandson Horus. Mizraim and his son died young. Mizraim the son of Ham by Moses, and Osiris the son of Jupiter Hammon by the heathens, for neither Nile, nor the sun, nor the dog star, can build cities and temples.
Before I finish this video, I would like to tell you to do your own research always about everything that you hear from me or anyone else. See you soon with another video and another history. Take care and God bless you all.